Welcome to the Big Screen Symposium podcast. The Big Screen Symposium was held in Auckland at the Victory Events Centre on the 5th and 6th of April 2024. Celebrating New Zealand talent, the keynote address included 7 New Zealand actors with unique stories and outlooks. In this podcast, Shane Rangi shares his thoughts on our 2024 theme, Stepping into the Unknown. This session was presented by Te Mangai Paho.
Kia ora koutou, ka mihi kia koutou I tēnei rā. Ko Hukurangi taku maunga, ko Waipu taku awa, ko Ngāti Parau taku iwi, ko Shane Rangi aho. I am Shane Rangi. And I'm just a little Māori boy from the East Coast, honestly. Not a lot has changed since then. I mean, I've got, not as much here. I can afford shoes, but like this forum's saying, stepping into the unknown, if I knew back then that I was going to end up here now, I'd probably laugh and joke at myself and say, whatever. Every day I wake and every step I take is into the unknown. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I didn't even know what I was going to do when I stepped up on the stage and came out here, and I still don't. But what I do know is that what I've done is I've just accepted life. I accept that if I wake up in the morning, the day's going to bring whatever the day brings. Like, honestly, out of the 6 people up on stage that are talking, I would never go, honestly, back in the 80s, mid-80s, Lucy, Miss New Zealand. I was sitting there on TV, I was watching the TV. That's amazing. Who would have thought all this time later, I got to work with Lucy on Spartacus, Robin, Malcolm. I would never have dreamed. Like, Robin didn't even remember it. That's how small it was. But I met Robin on Lord of the Rings back in the day. Pax, he didn't remember me either. Not only that, we only just worked together last year on Time Bandits, and Cliff. Honestly, I was a Māori boy from Gisborne. I got into Toi Whakaari. Back then it was New Zealand Drama School. Came down, and in case you didn't know, and you can't see, I was actually wanting to be more a sports person. I was a sports person. I wanted to be an All Black. Didn't quite get into the All Blacks, but got into New Zealand Drama School. Got into, and Cliff was in his second year when I did my first year. So having someone like him go through and go up really set me up to try and follow in, not only in his footsteps, because I couldn't, because I've got pretty big feet, but honestly, the path that he paves is pretty big. But what I did get to do was, when I came out of drama school, we actually did a play reading together, Te Hokinga, at the Aotea Centre. And then after that, I got to work with him on The Dark Horse. And now, hopefully, fingers crossed, in the near future, I'll get to work with him again in a different capacity. Unfortunately, there's 2 other actors here, Jess and Beulah, I haven't had the pleasure of working with, but I'm still walking forward. I'm still stepping forward. So hopefully, in the future, our paths will cross. What do I do? I'm a jack of a lot of trades, but a master of none. But what I do is I enjoy what I do. Because for me, just being that little Māori boy from the East Coast, if there's a day I wake up and I don't want to go to work, it's time I need a new job. Yeah? I don't know what I want to do, but I do have dreams and I do have goals. Now, dreams to me are amazing. To reach something amazing is hard work. Because if it isn't hard work, then it's not going to be amazing. Yeah? I started off as an actor. Well, actually, no, I lie. I started off as a sportsman. I was pretty good at sport. Became a dancer. Dancing got me into acting. Acting got me into stunts. And it's so funny because I did 7 years of theatre. I walk onto the set as a stunt person. After 3 months, everyone forgot I was an actor. Everyone just went into the whole stunt thing. You're a stunty. And then, I paved a pretty good career doing motion capture, creature performance with Weta Workshop, Lord of the Rings, did a little trilogy, Lord of the Rings, which is what got me into creature performance. I was one of the top 3 creature performers in the world. Behind Brian, there were 3 of us. There was Brian Steele, Doug Jones, and myself. I got to travel around the world. I was a leading founder of motion capture as a performer at Weta Digital, back when it was Weta Digital. And it's funny because there's a few Digi peeps here at Weta FX peeps here at the moment. And like a lot of them, honestly, without a word of lie, this is what they saw me do most days. Kia ora, welcome to Weta Digital, Shane speaking. I was their receptionist for quite a few years. And which was really funny because obviously on the phone, I've got quite a nice manner about me. And when people used to come into the reception, they'd say, oh, look, I've got a CV, look at that. Sure, just come on down, ask for Shane, and you can hand it to me. And they go, okay, cool. They come in, they see me sitting at the desk, and they come up to me. Whoa, look at that. That's me, done. Hopefully they'll invite me back next year, and I can carry on the story. No, but let's skip that because what I want to do, I set the timer for 6 minutes. Technically, I've got 8, but what I want to do is show a teaser trailer of a film that I've written. I'm not a writer, but I had a story. And like Robin said, no one can tell your story but you. And so I wrote during COVID a film. Like, I'm not really a writer. Had a beginning, had an end, had plenty of time during COVID. So wrote a script. Luckily enough for me, James Cameron read it and liked it, made himself my executive producer, along with another good friend, writer of mine, Scott Frank. And they've come on board and they're supporting me to make my film. And like I said before, everyone thought I was a stunty. So when people find out I've written a script, they go, oh, it's an action film. And I'm just like, nah, it's not, it's a drama. And this coordinator said to me, he goes, yeah, I thought I was a drama writer too. He's stunt coordinator. I thought I was a drama writer too. And I wrote the script and everyone goes, that's shit. You should stick to something you know. He goes, I know action, so I'm going to write action. Shane, what do you know? And I go, drama. And he goes, okay, I'll shut up now. And I'll shut up now too. But what I do want to think is, the one thing I want to leave is that hopefully in 10 years' time, you all look back at this moment and go, I'm glad I didn't give up.
The Big Screen Symposium 2024 was presented by Script to Screen. We gratefully thank our event partners, the New Zealand Film Commission, Images and Sound, New Zealand On Air, and Te Mangai Paho. Voiceover is by Jamie Irvine and the music is by Poddington Bear. You can read more about these speakers at our website, www.bigscreensymposium.com. This podcast is brought to you thanks to generous support from Images and Sound.